Welcome to this week's episode of Azentuary. We left off last time with a new companion deep underground. You guys brought back what was formerly a fiend into human form and found them to be rather frustrating. But, nonetheless, you are here. Where do you go?
I have a question for the fiend.
Okay.
The human. Have you found any rooms in this area that can make the floodwaters recede and sort of call off the dogs of the ocean, so to speak?
No, can't say as I have. I mean, I was just down here checking stuff out myself. That sounds a little odd.
Well, there is quite a commotion going on above ground, you see. And
Well, should we go check it out?
I don't necessarily want to go anywhere myself until our fuse is completely recharged. That is what we were doing here originally.
No.
Yeah, you take a look at it, and it looks like it's going to be a long time. It's like barely flashing.
Oh, great.
I mean, if we want to make progress elsewhere, we can, take shifts watching the fuse.
I guess we can always come back here.
Except I don't trust our DM, and I have a feeling the second we leave this fuse alone, that it's gonna get stolen by somebody.
Well, you know the old saying, a watched fuse never charges.
I mean, if you'd rather, I could just make it explode.
No.
No.
We would not rather.
I mean, if the choices are getting stolen by somebody else or exploding, yeah, I would rather have it explode. I'd definitely not rather have somebody else, have the power that we were wielding.
All right, well, roll a 1d20. Tell me what you get.
No!
I'll just roll against you. We'll just leave it up to random chance. Here, I'm tossing right now. I rolled a 15.
I rolled a 13.
There you go. You hear a sizzling from within, and some black smoke comes wisping from the wall.
No!
Alright, fine, let's go then.
Why did you have to tempt fate?
I was being realistic. It's totally true that if we had left it, he would have had something happen to it.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I was actually going to forget about it, but I mean,
Well, maybe
You
we
clearly
should try...
overestimate the DM's ability to have memory longer than a goldfish.
well, I do have to maintain an entire world.
Regardless, I still think it's better this way than to have somebody else have it.
All right. Okay, so where to now then?
I suppose we can go back to the surface to see what's going on up there.
Yeah, send out a scouting party.
All right. Well, you guys then work your way around through the tunnels and pop your head up to the surface. As you look around, you see that all the water has receded, and there's just a few people mulling about, kind of picking at tents and gathering various supplies. What it seems like whatever they can carry.
All right.
Alright.
All right. Well, I guess do we head out and start talking to the marketplace people and see what's going on?
Maybe we can build a rebellion.
Well, I mean, are the merfolk even around still?
You look around and you don't see any. There doesn't appear to be any battling, just like lots of bodies. And with the waters gone now, the stench, from the baking sun beating down on the field is starting to rise and fill your nostrils.
Chaka Kano, does this smell make you hungry?
It is a little old.
A little old, that's true. You like your stuff fresh. Got it.
Naturally, a hunt must be performed fresh.
All right. I suppose this would be a good time to talk to people and see what's going on.
Yep.
All right, you just want to pick a direction.
Head towards the nearest person.
All right. Let me roll I'm going to roll an 8-sided die, starting with north, and figure out what direction that is. That is to the southeast of you. You see someone that is just staring out across the ocean, where all of those ships used to be. There's now nothing, and he's just staring blankly.
All right. I amble on up to him and say, me good fellow, can you tell me what exactly happened to here?
They're all gone. Everyone's dead. The waters, they went out, and then they came back. And everything's just gone.
Okay. This is not helpful.
Can I help you carry anything, my friend?
What? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything to carry.
Here,
The weight of the world.
have a piece of bread. And I give him some bread.
Is
He
the bread
takes
soggy?
it. Yes, it will be.
Oh, no.
Yeah, unless our bags were waterproof, bread's probably didn't survive.
Oh.
Yeah, he mechanically grabs it from you, and it drips, and he goes to take a bite without even realizing, and the water just squirts out, and he starts, oh, God, that's, salty. Oh,
Chaka Kano
gross.
just shakes his head and offers him some jerky.
Oh no.
He just takes it and kind of nods at you, doesn't say anything, doesn't put it in his mouth. He's just kind of like spitting out that bread.
And yes, to the party, he says, "See, this is how you offer provisions to those who are weak. Though I recommend eating them. They are not beneficial to society."
All right.
Okay. When we were here last, there were a bunch of merfolk running around slaughtering people. Do you know, or did they leave as well?
Oh, I was hiding. I heard explosions. There were screams. So many screams. And then there were some that ran back into the water. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone since.
All right. Do you know where there may be more people, like the majority of people, the survivors? Do you know perhaps where they might be?
He turns and looks across the market to the north, and I see movement up there. Probably those guys.
All right. All right. Well, I guess we shall see whatever aid that we can give to them. Did you want to come along with us, or are you going to stay here?
I just need a minute. Just give me a little time.
Okay.
You, as you turn and start to walk away, you just hear him scream, and as you glance back, he's now on his knees, crying.
All right.
I'm really wondering what our kill ratio was between merchants and merfolk and those blasts.
I don't know. Let's go investigate.
All right, you walk across to kind of the northwestern area. It seems to be the most people kind of concentrating. There's a lot of them dragging bodies kind of towards you as you approach. They seem to be taking them towards the ocean and away from the last few tents that are up.
All right.
What horrible destruction. Someone will pay for this.
Indeed. They did not even consume the corpses. Such waste.
Well, we did at least partially avenge this destruction. I mean, we did kill a bunch of merfolk.
We did what we could. But it's really hard to be good people.
My thirst for vengeance is not quenched yet.
And let us go find more merfolk, and perhaps we can kill more.
Yes, this must never happen again.
All right, well, you make that agreement and continue to walk. You enter a row of tents. There's people sitting on the ground, many tending to wounds, others just kind of mulling about, trying to, feed or give water. Basically, kind of just make a collection. All of this, all of the market activities have ceased as everyone is in kind of survival mode.
All right. Okay, how many people are wandering around?
In your immediate area, let's say there's like 50.
Okay. Does there anyone look like they're in charge? Are there any wizards?
Sure, there's a couple wizards. No one really necessarily looks in charge. There's just people kind of doing different tasks. They seem really solemn and just kind of getting things done. But there are some, sure, there's a couple wizards that are over like having a small discussion, and they have a crude drawing of the area where they're kind of pointing at different things.
Okay. I shall wander up to the wizards.
Okay. You do that, and they seem to not take notice of you. They're quite focused on their task at hand.
Hey, me good fellows. Can you tell me, are there any more of these merfolk about, or did they all leave?
Oh. Well, as far as I can tell, they've all retreated. It was as if the skies themselves opened up. Some god must have smiled upon us. It did take, I don't know, probably 100 of us, but it blasted so many of them they retreated to the sea.
Akagano elbows the party members next to him and says, "Haha, we are gods. This is good."
Not really there, Chakakano.
I mean, we might as well be.
We just wielded their power for a brief moment, but apparently we weren't very precise, unfortunately.
What makes a god aside from that who wields the power? We are gods. It is decided.
All right. I wouldn't tell too many people that, Chakakano. People that tend to claim that they are gods invite disaster of one kind or another.
Chakano just looks at you quizzically and says, "This one has no vocal cords. How will this one communicate such information?"
Good point. Well, alrighty then. So we be adrift right now, me companions. The merfolk have retreated for the moment. What do you suggest we do?
Takakano's confused, says, "This one is not a drift. This one is a thrycreen."
Yeah, I meant.
say... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was not to. Did not mean that literally, there, Chakakano. I meant metaphorically adrift. Since we do not have a clear vision of where we go and what we do next.
Well, I mean,
Your books are very confusing. This one does not understand why books have to come into conversation.
I guess we could be good people for once and try to rebuild or look for survivors.
There's so
All
much
right.
to rebuild here. I think we
Yes.
would be at it for a long time.
And this
Well,
does
I
not
mean-
seem conducive to the natural selection of nature.
Technically, we might have done some of that, so.
Well, if not for us, the seamen would still be attacking.
That is true.
I say
You have
we
protected
follow
the
them
eggs.
into their sea lair and we strike at them in their homes. Teach them a lesson. You strike at us, strike at you. Perhaps we could even regain our cuttlefish that we lost.
I mean, they were already kind of hard to face on land. I don't want to know how difficult they're going to be on their own home turf.
Perhaps a
Takakano does not
sneak
believe
attack.
they were so difficult. We have faced better challenges.
I knew I could count on you, Chakakano.
No? So,
Well-
what's the plan?
I don't know yet.
Let us perhaps wander around more if we don't wish to attack the sea people.
Well, it's not that we don't wish. It's just like, hey, our fuse burned out. We don't know exactly where in the water they live or how deep they live, or what kind of defenses they have. Yeah, there's a lot that we would have to find out before we could actually strike at them.
Yeah.
We could start with a scouting mission.
Okay. Are you suggesting that you want to turn into a fish or something and go scouting? Because we cannot follow you.
Technically, I could.
No,
With
I could
Alter
cast.
Self, I can breathe underwater.
I could
Yeah.
cast water breathing on all of us, like to get us into the mermaid layer.
That's true.
Just an idea. Just throwing it out there.
I think I'm had enough of war and combat for now.
Well, perhaps we could be of use in one of the medical tents, healing the wounded with our magics. And maybe we could get some information there too.
That's probably a good idea. That would make me feel at least a little bit better.
Well, all right, Yora. If you would like to lead the way, we shall follow.
I look around for like the nearest place where people are wounded and needing help. Or maybe like getting their, the medical tent, if there is one.
Well, there. Oh yeah, sure. There's a large tent that has, you see activity in and out. People bringing in like fresh water and bandages. As you approach and look inside, it looks like basically a World War One like infantry tent. People laid in cots or some just on the ground all the way down. Various injuries. You see, burns and blast marks. You stab wounds and slashes. People missing arms and ears. The whole variety of combat wounds.
Are you sure you want to involve Chaka Kano in a triage situation? Just asking. Just asking.
He's got a point.
Chaka Kano, we may need somebody to stand guard out front and make sure that no mer people return. Can you handle that?
Chaka Kano just licks his mandibles and says, "It is possible."
Good. And I go in there and I kind of look around for where people are the most injured. Like the really bad ones.
Okay, they're probably, let's say they kind of hit him in the back, so they're not as, detrimental to the morale of the rest.
Okay. I go back there and I acknowledge the nearest nurse who's helping or doctor, and I say, "Thank you for your services. I would like to add some healing magics."
Oh, you're most welcome. As far as we know, the entire temple district was washed to sea, so we have lost almost all of our healers.
Okay. Well, I cast Mass Cure Wounds in the area. And it has a 30-foot radius or 6 creatures. And they regain 3d8 health plus 8. So.
All right. Well, yeah, so 6 of them, we'll just hand wave this and say you provide incredible healing. They are, many of them, very restored. I mean, obviously the arms that are missing don't grow back, but the wounds heal over and they find themselves pain-free. And you hear "Oh, thank you for your divine assistance. This is truly incredible. I thought I was goner."
You're very welcome. Do any of you have any information about the attack that just happened? Like, why it happened, maybe?
Oh, I have no idea. I just was lucky enough to be right at the edge. And then they came fighting. And I got hit in the arm and they left me to bleed out. But thankfully, somehow I happened to fall in this, barrel of salt and it stopped the bleeding.
Oh,
Sounds like fun.
You can vaguely see at the outskirts of the tent Chaka Kano licking his mandibles.
He's seasoned.
Well, thank you anyways for what info you have provided. And I kind of turn to the others and I say, maybe we should go to a tent some distance away. I can still cast Mass Cure Wounds 2 more times. Maybe another
also
tent will
cast
have.
Cure Wounds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, because
you
we
see
should
one that-
definitely use all of our spell slots on these plebs.
I can
know,
always
sometimes it's
replenish
nice
it.
to be nice. Even if it doesn't directly benefit us.
These creatures couldn't even defend themselves remotely. And now suddenly we're the saviors?
We could be.
For all the pain that we have caused, Chaka Kano, don't you think maybe we're due to cause a little healing? A mere
Pain.
rest will replenish my spell slots.
Just for fun, Chaka Kano, roll me a 1d100.
Okay, I need. Uh, 2.
A 2?
Yep.
Wow. All right. You critically succeed. As you are outside, one of the injured comes crawling to you, and he appears to have been hit by all of the spices that were in the cooking shack when it got hit, and he is just covered in like seasoning head to toe. And as he crawls to your feet, he says, "Please kill me."
It shall be done.
The fuck?
So I guess from
He
inside the tent, you guys will see Chaka Kano leave the entryway and go to the back of the tent.
You
And you
take the
just
guy to
hear,
the back
like-
of the tent.
Yeah, and you just hear like moist squishes, like
Like fisting a jar of mayonnaise.
basically, yeah.
You guys are terrible.
Wow.
He critted his luck roll.
With a 2?
That's a crit.
Oh my god.
What? It's Vicreen triage. If they're unable to continue fighting, you have to give them an honorable death. I mean, otherwise everything just suffers, and then the whole hive is suffering as a result. Do you want the hive to suffer?
Oh my god.
Jesus. Oh man. All right. Whatever. Since I am of a limited utility in healing, in fact, I can't heal at all, and I have absolutely no interest in helping Chaka Kano do whatever it is Chaka Kano is doing right now.
Triage.
Uh-huh. I will cast. I will do an Arcana check and see if I can feel any magic nearby.
Good idea. Sure.
All right, rolling. Ooh, that is bad. They got a 3.
No, you
That's my
don't sense
Arcana
anything.
stuff. Yeah, I figured. I think
With
once I
a
add
3.
my bonus for Arcana, that turns it into a 6.
Yeah, even at 6, you're just like, there's a faint, like, background magic. It could be left over from some residual spells or something, but it's not, you don't get a strong sense of anything.
Got it. Alrighty then. Would have been nice if I'd rolled better.
Yeah. That's what they
Well-
all say.
I have detect magic. I can cast it.
Well, don't want you using up all your spell slots there, Dora. You already used one up for healing. That's cure wounds, so.
Okay, I will save them. Let's see. I have one more question I would like to ask the room. Before the attack, was there like an area where the poor children would hang out? You know, like at the market or something? Does anyone remember that?
Oh. Well, many were. I mean, the Temple District, the Artisans District had many. I know there was some working in the Puppets District. Those are all gone now. There weren't exactly a lot of children here.
I'll tell you what, Yora. Let us, maybe we should go on patrol and kind of look for survivors and bring them into this tent here.
Yeah.
We'll just
That
do
sounds-
swing a wide circle and see if we can find people to help. How's that sound?
Oh, I would like that.
All right. And I wave at Chaka Kano. All right, Chaka Kano. We are going on patrol to see if we can find more nestmates to help.
You see Chaka Kano pop his head around from the corner with an arm in his mouth. And quickly finish off the arm, stash the rest of the body in his bag, and then just nod and come around to meet you.
My gosh.
And he looks particularly happy.
Okay. Oh god. So we go out of the tent and kind of start to make we go, I guess left and start to make a big circle.
Sure. You recognize the area as the foundry, well, what was the foundry district. So there's, some old smiths and stuff. Most of them have been using their tents to take care of others. Some fashioned needles to sew wounds. Others were cauterizing. And they're just kind of doing what they can to generally help out.
Okay.
All right.
But I keep on
what's-
walking. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Eventually, you reach the edge of the Foundry District. I'm assuming you're just basically going due west, and from here you can see to the further west and to your north is just open desert. Looking back, you see to your south is the kind of what was the Tavern Ward, and beyond that, kind of. You can see just on the outermost bits of your visions, the skeletons of old ships that had been cast inland.
Okay. But we be looking for more people.
Oh, there's lots of people. They don't seem to be on the edges, but you can see some movement just inside the tent line.
Of the Tavern District?
Sure. Yeah. Like they're not going to be walking out into the desert. They're hanging out near the tents.
Is there anybody that looks like really injured?
Not that you can see from this distance.
Okay. I want to approach then.
All right, you walk down and kind of, find a larger opening and step into what's like they called the Tavern Ward. It's basically where they were exchanges of different libations and people trading from all over. Tavern Ward was more of a nickname. There was fine wines and stuff here originally. Now it's mostly being used for cleaning out wounds, the higher alcohol contents, at least.
Higher alcohol content wounds.
So there's like a lot of wounded people here?
There's some have been treated, but it looks like most of them, they're making collections, putting the stuff together in a wheelbarrow to take it up to the Foundry District to help up there.
Ah, okay.
This area seems more thinned out.
Okay. Let's keep walking.
Okay. You just keep walking south, or give me a direction.
I think we will start to circle back around to the first medic tent. Or do we see any other medic tents on the horizon anywhere?
Not really here. Well, sure, why not? Just to the south of you, you see there's an area, because I had mentioned where the the skeleton of a boat had landed, you see kind of the broken hull of a ship, and inside there seem to be several people laying down, maybe half a dozen, with one person tending to them.
Oh. Well, yes, I approach them. And I approach the tender, the person, the doctor, and I say, "Hello, thank you so much for your services. I have some healing I would like to offer."
Okay, sure. I mean, I've done what I can. I just dabble a little in the magical arts, but I was only able to barely ward off death from these poor souls.
Oh. What you have done is enough. And I cast Mass Cure Wounds on these 6 people.
Okay, you basically heal them for the majority. They all seem to perk up, and the tender, "Oh, thank you. I could not stand another loss on my conscience."
You're quite welcome, my friend. Perhaps you could answer a couple of questions.
I can try. What can I do for you?
Do you know what maybe caused this recent attack by the mermen, by the mer people?
I have no idea. I was just up tending to a couple of sales. We were selling a case of wine. Next thing I know, there's crashing and screaming. I ran outside just as I saw one guy run through. I didn't know what to do. I tossed this bottle. My God, what an idiot I was. It was worth a whole gold piece just by itself. I smashed this fish-looking guy in the head with it, blinding him.
Wow. Good battle fought. Well done.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard about anything like a magic cuttlefish or a, object similar to that?
I can't say as I have, but there was all manner of sea-looking creatures that got swept up when the waters came in. Wouldn't be surprised if there's something like that around here somewhere. Though I can't say as I know much about the magics, unless you're talking alchemy. That's kind of my trade.
Well, thank you anyways.
Yes, no, thank you.
Do any of you other fine folk have any information that could lead to the solving of this case?
You see one of them just kind of squint his eyes open and looks at you up and down. And are you a dwarf?
Yes.
You can't be. No, you can't be. It's impossible. What is your name?
My name is Yora. I am a gold dwarf of the hills.
He grabs his head. In all my years, I never thought I would see you. I was one of your guards. My name is Lurie. I can't believe you're alive.
My God, Yuri. It's been so long. Please,
So
some
long I can't
discretion
remember who you are.
would be good.
Give me a break. I'm making him up on the spot. Trying to let her do a little exposition of background, a little character development.
You were always the nicest guard when I was a little one running around the palace. I appreciate you. I'm so glad you're alive.
Oh, I am too, and now that you have healed me, I thank you. Cannot express enough, and your strange companions you found. This must be your secret to survival.
Well, I was alone and scared and in danger for some time before I made it through the wilderness, learned my ways from the ancient druids. I made it here on my own, but yes, my companions have helped me until after that.
It's truly amazing. Well, I am at your service. Is there anything I can do for you?
Well, Yuri, you can maybe tell us what you know about these fish people.
Oh, well, I'm no scholar, but you know how I like to hang out in taverns and drink. I've heard many a tale. Apparently, this whole area used to be populated by them, and they wanted it back. There was one of them had set up some kind of a hunt to get regular people to collect things for them so they could use the various items to drive us out and take back their ancestral home.
Hmm.
That makes a ton of sense. I thought there was something fishy about the scavenger hunt.
Fascinating.
He gives you a good old dwarven belly laugh. Oh, fishy, you're a good one.
Yes, these are my clutch mates. Gago, Chakakano, and Hen.
Well, I mean, the big guy looks rather fearsome. Probably a heck of a warrior.
He is.
Surprised to see you hanging with a tiefling and a human nonetheless. But, hey, strange times make strange friends, eh?
Aye. But, you know, as far as tiefling goes, I tend to be a lot of fun to hang out with.
Well, that's good.
I just barely tolerate these people.
He gets a good laugh out of that.
Well, Yuri, do you happen to know, like, where the mermen came from? Like, in the sea?
Oh, I just know they came from out there. They say straight away to the southeast. Beyond that, I haven't a clue. Haven't exactly been there myself. I don't like the water.
Well, that is very helpful still. Thank you, my friend.
Always. Always. And he pounds his chest like a salute to you.
One last thing. Have you heard anything about where the magic cuttlefish was last before we were attacked?
I didn't know there was a magic cuttlefish. I did see a big cloaked guy with what looked like a wand of some kind over. I think it was near the Puppets district before the flood came.
Interesting. Well, thank you immensely, Yuri. Please, take 10 gold pieces here to help you get your life back together after this terrible accident.
Oh. Thank you so much. You are so kind and generous. He just grips it with a tear in his eye.
Oh. Take care, friend. And watch the seas carefully.
Always, milady, always.
Okay. So, sounds like maybe the puppet district we should go check out.
Aye, yes, that to be a solid lead. And maybe if on our way to the puppet district, maybe we'll run into merfolk that got left behind, and we can squeeze them for more information.
I like this. Okay, so we leave the tent, and do we know offhand where the puppet district is or was?
It's basically almost due east. Yes, you were there before, so you should kind of know the general area. I mean, if nothing else, you could probably wayfind it based off of where you popped up out of the ground and where you went on Chaka Kano's quest.
Okay. Okay, well, we start making our way there, kind of keeping an eye out for any cries of pain or damage coming from the buildings that are down, especially a merfolk voice.
Okay. Roll me a 1d100.
Okay. $80.
You don't hear any merfolk voice, but you do catch sight of someone a little past where the puppet district was. He's dressed in kind of a seafaring outfit, similar to Gago.
Hello there, sir. How be you?
Erg! Whoa! Where did you come from? And he's a little shocked seeing you walk up as the dwarf, but then as he shifts to the side, his eyes first catch Chaka Kano, and he kind of winces back. It's like, oh, I've seen a werewolf before, but never anything like that. Good lord. At this point, Gago, you recognize him. A fellow sailor by the name of Gillian.
Ah! Be my eyes deceiving me? Is that Gillian I see?
What? Oh, by the 9 hells. Gago, you son of a... And he reaches up and he goes to hug you.
Alright, well, you know, I give him a good old manly hug and a hard slap on the back.
Like, I always knew you'd survive. Gah. Can't believe the sea has smiled on us again. This is ridiculous. This guy, to everyone else, by the way, is just rough in appearance. He's a half-elf with thick brown hair and narrow blue eyes. You can see just tattered studded leather underneath his cloak, and he has a spear that looks like it's ready to snap.
Wow. Yeah, I see the old winds of fortune have not been all that kind to you lately.
Yes, but I'm still breathing. I was able to take down one of those water mutants myself.
Speaking of those, well, it's been on the high seas. Have you heard of any stories about, a place on the sea close by here where maybe ships have gone missing, or monsters or anything like that? Some parts of the waters that may be a little more dangerous than others.
Not that I can recall, but there is an island almost due south of here that I remember our navigator saying we were to stay far from.
Ah, very, very nice. Okay, cool. be there any seaworthy vessels left?
Not that I have been able to find. Looking around, I think if we got enough manpower, we could assemble one from these wrecks, but I wouldn't trust the worthiness of any of these skeletons at this point.
All right. Well, we shall keep our eye out for something. It may be we may have a chance to repay these merfolk back in full measure for what they have done here today.
That would be amazing. I wouldn't mind stabbing another one or two of them. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, we shall continue on our hunt. But tell you what, if you could maybe be on the lookout for a merfolk still lurking about these parts, and let us know if you find one. We would love to ask them some questions.
Oh, I will. I will. The one in particular that I want to find, believe he was a sorcerer. Looked like he was wielding magic against us.
I think we killed him already.
Excellent. Still, though, I will remain vigilant.
Sounds good. Hope to see you again, and maybe we will be sailing together to that island in the south.
I look forward to it. Until that day. And then he kind of
Speaking of
walks.
which,
Huh?
did you happen to see someone in a cloak with maybe a wand or something around here?
He kind of stops and turns his head. I did. They were retreating back towards the sea. You might want to head towards that last remaining structure over there. And he points towards the gray docks, or where they used to be. And you recognize the mound. It is where Chaka Kano had led you some time ago.
All right. Well, thank you. Follow me, lads. It looks like we have a place to go. And I start hurrying towards the mound.
Sure, just don't ever call me lad again.
I am used to the confusion. And I follow behind Gago.
All right. So Gago, you lead the group over towards that great mound, and roll me a perception check.
All right. I see what my perception bonus is. Perception. +3. Okay. Rolling. Nat 1.
Okay, you just keep on walking. You just don't notice anything. You're just like, all right, let's go. We must go
Yes.
there.
I am singularly focused.
Yep, you're leading everyone directly to the mound.
Awesome. We're all going to die.
Not necessarily. You just miss stuff along the way. All right, let's say you have arrived.
All right. Chaka Kano, can you look for sign? We are on a hunt now.
Okay. What would that be?
Nature check?
That's a 19.
You look around, sniff the air, and you say, something smells fishy. That way. You point into the door. You can tell by the tracks that you found after the water washed everything away. No one's walked here, so the kind of slithering prints are definitely of one of the merfolk.
Hmm.
All right. I shall cast Mage Hand and then open the door with it.
I don't believe there was a door here. I think it was just a passage that kind of dropped in.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
Your mage
I
hand
guess-
passes easily through the passage.
Yep.
all right. So we get down on the passage.
Okay, you get into the passage, and as you descend, you notice something. There was a statue carved into the wall about 40 feet in, and it's no longer there. It looks like it's been pushed aside, revealing an opening behind it.
Ah. Does the fish smell go that way?
I'm going to pretend you asked Chaka Kano, and he nodded.
All right. Lead on, Chaka Kano.
Guessing Chaka Kano leads on.
All right, you lead into a about 30-foot square room. On the far side, you see basically a merfolk in a cloak that is at the wall touching it, and where his hands are, you see lines of energy shooting out in different directions. And as he moves across, the chamber itself seems to be like brightening or dimming. It's like he's almost programming something in.
Ah. I cast a firebolt at him.
All right, right out of the gate.
Well, yes.
I like it.
I can. All right. Oh my god. That'd be an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
Yeah, imagine
It
that.
slams in. It slams into the wall next to him and startles him, causing him to spin around. Let's just have everyone roll initiative.
18.
And gets a 10.
11.
Yori, you said 18?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have an opportunity to do something. Gago just fired a firebolt, and the guy is spinning around.
Okay. I want to wild shape into a fire elemental with both of my
Ooh.
wild shape abilities.
All right. I like this.
Okay, let me see
All right.
here.
Takes an action to do that, if I recall. It's basically your turn.
Could I actually?
Right.
I'm going to. In my thinking, I'm thinking twice, and wait. No, this is good. Yeah, fire is good. Okay, I'm gonna go with fire. So yeah, it takes an action. So I guess I just change for this turn.
Yep. So so the firebolt hits Gago, and you step into the room, and you're like, "Flame on!" And turn into a full-on fire elemental. You see the poor creature's eyes get big as he kind of panics a little. And let's see, what does he do? As he spins around, he reaches into his bag, and you see what looks like that colorful cuttlefish as he grabs it and slides his hand across the top. Let me get my dice. Oh crap. a stream of let's see, I need a 1d4 real quick. 40 gems come shooting out of the end of it in a line that's about 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. And let's do a in your new form, do a dex save.
Okay. Let's see here.
You have +3.
Oh, okay, that's gonna be a 10.
Damn. All right, so you get blasted with that, taking 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch. Okay.
All right. Chakakano.
Well, how far away is the guy?
He's across the room, so 30 feet.
Perfect. Chaka kind of goes in for a swing, which is a 27 to hit.
Good lord. Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, but he only does like 15 slashing.
Okay.
And then hits again for 23 to hit.
So hits.
And that is 17 slashing.
Okay.
And then stabs with his javelin for another 23 to hit. But that's only piercing.
How much damage was it? I didn't hear you.
10.
10. All right. Still, holy crap.
But he hasn't enraged yet.
Okay.
Because there's only one guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not enraging against one guy. Come on.
Fair enough.
This is a calculated strike time.
All right. Hen, what do you do?
I think I'm just gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That's just a cantrip, but that's a 21.
Well, that hits.
And that will be... Let me double check something. Yeah, okay. Eight frost or cold damage. Cold damage.
Okay. 8
And then
cold
as a
damage. Got
bonus
it.
action, I'll have B-Boy cast Firebolt, so it's fire and ice, baby.
Nice.
Might as well. Yeah, B-Boy doesn't do as well. He gets a 8 on his roll.
Yeah, that doesn't have any effect.
Alright, that's fine. That's the turn.
All right. Well, Gago, you had let us out, so we're back to you.
I should cast Firebolt at him again, especially since Chakakano is right there.
Okay.
All right, that is better. That is a 22 to hit.
Oh yes, that hits.
All right, 2d10. That's be a whole whopping 7 fire damage.
All right. Still though, better than nothing.
Sure.
All right. Yora, you are up in your fiery form.
Okay, awesome. I am going to so it says that if I enter a creature's space, like I can just burn him by being there, basically. Are you
Yep.
seeing that? Okay. So I'm gonna move over to the creature and kind of like engulf him in my flaminess. And then
Damn.
Yeah. So that's 5 fire damage or 1d10 fire damage.
You can roll it if you want.
Okay. Let's see here. It's 8.
Ooh, see? Worth the roll.
Nice, nice. And then I'm going to use my touch attacks on him, which I could just like touch him with my hands, my fiery hands, and burn him. It says I get 2
All right.
of those.
You do. Give it a roll.
Okay. All right. First one is 14 to hit.
Let me jump back. Does not hit.
Okay. The second one is 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So then it's 2d6 plus 3 fire damage, which is wait. Okay. So 11 fire damage.
Dang. All right.
And then it says that like each turn that he has that I'm in his space on my turn, he automatically takes 5 fire damage. So since I'm like in his
Yep.
space.
Yep, totally. So, panicking and not and feeling trapped, he puts his hands together and says a few words and spits on the ground, which erupts in a massive crash of water, filling the room side to side and moving from him outward. I need everyone in the area to make a dexterity saving throw.
One second. Is this like kind of a wind or a rain effect or anything like
Nope,
this?
it's pure water.
Oh, do we still have our water breathing?
It's off by now.
How high up
Yeah,
is
there's
the
one.
ceiling?
24 hours?
I
Yeah, it
think
does
so,
last-
hasn't it? I mean,
No, I think it's
Well,
only
you
been
guys
like
slept-
12.
all right, then sure, you still have it. You did sleep a full 8, plus you had a couple hours of mulling around. So yeah, all right, let's call it 12. Yes, you have water breathing.
Sweet.
You still have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Just arguing because my dexterity saving throw was 7.
Yeah, I got a 5.
I got 13.
Jeez.
How
Oh
bad
my
is
God. I mean, it's not. It's 9.
9? Okay. Let's see. So everyone is knocked prone as the water crashes through. You're not going to drown or anything. It's just you're all like pushed back basically to the walls and knocked down. And that does... I need to grab some d8s real quick for the bludgeoning damage that you guys take. 22 bludgeoning damage each.
Good God.
Jeez.
Dang.
Should have enraged.
All right. You are... Chakakano, we go to you. You are on the ground across from the creature, some 30 feet away.
Right, was knocked away from him, but how far away? 30 feet, you said?
Well, I feel like, yeah, because it says the water spreads out across in all directions for 30 feet. So let's just say, yeah, why not? It knocked you to the far wall. And maybe it's
getting
only
up takes
20
away-
feet now.
Oh, 20 feet's okay.
But
My
yes,
only
getting
real
up takes...
concern is,
Oh, go
half
ahead.
the movement speed. He's got 40 movement speed, so if it's 30 feet, he can't get into striking range.
Let's say you're able to... How about you're like a foot away from striking range. You can get up and run to him, but you just can't quite reach him.
Oh, he's got a 5-foot striking range.
I know. Then you're 6 feet. I was trying to make it more interesting.
Fine. So, Chakakano gets up and starts chucking javelins.
There we go. See? You have to be more creative. I like this.
First one definitely misses.
Okay.
Second one misses more.
All right.
Third one is the same roll as the first one, so he misses 3 javelins, but gets up close-ish to its face. So missed all 3 attacks, but still has closed the gap.
Awesome. See, I like this.
How
Makes
when you
it
say
more
close the
interesting.
gap, how far are you saying?
He's 6 feet away.
Let's say if it's 30 feet that we got knocked back, he gets up, loses half his movement. He's 10 feet away from the guy.
Okay.
I like the idea of it being just a little closer, like not quite enough to strike, but
Okay.
like you're close. You're terrifying, basically. So, Hen, what do you do?
I think I'm gonna actually do a very quick tinker, if possible.
All right.
I'm gonna use, because last session I believe I wrote acid on my Jug of Alchemy.
I believe you did.
So I'm gonna... maybe? How long do you think it would take to make, like, an acid bomb or something like that?
Well, I mean, you could just throw the jug.
Well, if the jug breaks.
Okay, can't you just, like, splash it like a bucket or something?
Okay. Except, who's...
Yeah.
Chakakano's close to it, right?
Well, somewhat, but you could try to splash away from him unless you not one.
Okay. I will try to aim just at the creature rather than my clutch mates.
Perfect. Make an attack roll.
Attack roll. 14?
You don't quite hit him. You were so close, you tried to splash and it definitely fell to his feet. Like the ground is sizzling and smoking.
Okay.
Or you threw it and it didn't break.
Yeah, she splashed it out. Gave it a... But B-Boy's still there.
B-boy.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. What can I have? I guess, yeah, B-Boy firebolts again, and hopefully it hits.
Sure.
That is 17.
That hits.
Woohoo! I believe that's 19.
Damn.
I rolled a 10 and a 9.
That is impressive. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That hurt him.
Yeah, he had something to prove after completely missing last time.
Awesome. Well, Gaga, what do you do?
Since Chakakano is still 6 feet away and out of the blast zone, I shall cast a lightning bolt at this foul fiend.
All right, I like that.
So. Oh, yes. To be 13 plus 7 is a dirty 20.
Ooh, nice.
All right, and he must make a dexterity saving throw.
Let's see what he does. That is a 14. So I believe that fails.
I think tie goes to him. My spell save DC is 14, so...
Ah, dang it. I was so hopeful for you.
But that's all right. He still will take 16 lightning damage.
Oof, ouchie. He is looking very singed. He twitches and he just, like, a little smoke comes up out of his hair. Yora?
Okay. So I guess I recover from the ground where I was knocked to or something, right?
Yep.
And then I go over to him again and I start burning him again. So
Geez, yeah, you have more movement than Chakakano.
yeah.
Wow. In this form, you can really move fast. So,
So yeah, he takes 1d10 fire damage. Hang on. Oh wait, a 0 is a 10. with this dice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 10.
Oh, you cause
And
10 more
then-
fire damage?
Yeah,
Jeez.
just by like being in his space.
All right.
And is he still alive?
Barely.
Okay. I do my touch attacks on him. So
All right.
first one is 8 to hit.
Does not hit.
Next one is 22 to hit.
Yes, that hits. You don't even have to roll damage. I'm just going to tell you that you basically you do more than touch him. You're like swing at him as he's inhaling and the fire goes down into his lungs and burns him from the inside out.
Damn.
Ouch.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, and and I didn't realize this until I just read your sheet. When that water hit you, you also took 15 damage, cold damage
right.
from the water.
I meant
Yeah.
to remind you about that, yeah.
It's all right.
Okay. Cool. Well, I like kind of retreat my
Literally.
fieriness. I tone it down to a normal flame so I don't burn anyone else around me.
Awesome. Well, then yeah, you kind of slow down and it keeps Chaka Kano from getting burned. But Chaka Kano, you got an up close witnessing of an internal barbecue.
Ideas
nation
forming.
Okay.
Oh, Chaka Khan's a barbarian of the desert, so he's all about fire. So, yeah.
All right. All right. Anyway, this
Right.
body slumps to the ground in front of you.
Is the magic cuttlefish unharmed or?
Yes, it appears to be untouched. Like your extreme heat did nothing to it.
I kind of point with my fiery hand at the cuttlefish because I don't think I can pick much up.
Yeah, Chaka
Well, you
Khan
probably
goes and
shouldn't
collects it.
anyway.
I shall pick up the cuttlefish.
Chaka Kano just did.
Oh, Chakano just did. All right, never mind.
He beat you to it. He you go to pick it up and he just swoops it.
I mean, it was his gift. Come on.
True, true. It was technically Chaka Khan's.
He will no longer trust any soft shell.
Fair enough.
Because the whole reason this thing was stolen was because he believed one of the smooth skins.
All right. Well, you guys are standing here. What do you do?
What was he using to manipulate the magic of the room?
His hands.
Oh, okay. Well, I will do an investigation of the wall where he was at.
All right.
Meanwhile, Chaka Kano cuts off his hands and sees if waving them in front of stuff does anything.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
That's
No.
been 11.
Okay. You you're just doing an investigation.
Aye.
Okay, you kind of look at everything and you see a bunch of lines and stuff. There's not really writing per se. There are some symbols you kind of recognize, things like power, send, and then something else like a word that maybe it's a proper name of some kind that you can't really make out.
Okay. And I shall also do an Arcana check on this, and see if maybe I can trace the magic conduits.
Sure.
Oh, that'd be a nat 20.
Oh. Yeah, you look at it, you map the whole thing out as you're looking at it, and you're like, oh, it looks like I just have to press this over here and this over here, and it'll complete whatever this circuit is.
But I don't know what that does necessarily, do I?
No, but you know it will work.
Oh, I guess that's all you need to know? Question mark?
All right. Well, me companions, if I push this here and this here, it will complete the circuit, but then I do not know what it will do.
Do you want me to take a stab at it?
Sure, if you can investigate and figure it out.
My artificer know-how. That's just gonna be a 17.
Well, still, with the 17, you look at it and you're like, I'm pretty sure this has something to do with those things we saw before that were used for transportation. So wherever that goes, it's definitely some kind of transporter.
Ah.
Transport. Okay.
Do you think maybe he was trying to get back home? There, Hen.
I'm not sure. He's trying to go somewhere.
All right. Well, me companions, I'm of two thoughts of this. I can try and do this now, and we can see what happens, or maybe we can gather more of the townsfolk that maybe want a little bit of revenge, because it may be that this takes us to the merfolk home.
Well, how many people can Yora make breathe underwater?
Well, this might not be. If it's the island, it might not be underwater.
Sure.
I think I can do up to 10 creatures. So. Let's see.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me try this first, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right, because I don't know what's going to happen. So I close the circuit.
All right. You close the circuit, and there is like an explosion of water vapor in the room, a mist that fills all corners, and then poof, you seem to be in a different room, one that is now fully decorated in like gold leaf and illuminated by a glowing crystal overhead.
It's like blue powder.
Is there anyone else in the room that we're in? Oh, also, do I take damage from the water mist?
No, you don't. It wasn't actually
Okay.
water mist. It was just magical, like what you would see if you were in a transporter,
Gotcha.
on Star Trek.
So before we go anywhere, I am going to examine the room to see if maybe we can potentially get back.
You do see there is a similar layout of stuff on the wall that from where you just left.
Okay. Hen, do you want to kind of look and see if you can make sense, and maybe we can get back to where we came from, just on the off chance we need to?
I can at least see if it's made up the same way as the last one.
Yeah.
That's a dirty 20 for investigation.
It appears newer, similar, but more refined. The circuitry, the keys, whatever it is, everything is smaller, so it's harder for you to make it out. And there's a lot more of them, so it's a lot more confusing. You do your best, and you think you can replicate what you had seen previously.
Okay. So I guess even if this doesn't work out, I might be able to make a makeshift one.
All right. How is everybody's hit points looking right now?
I'm pretty good.
I mean,
Pretty
Chakagano's
good.
down 22.
Yes,
Yeah,
as
but you
am
have
I.
Don't you have a huge pool though, Chakakano?
Only over 100.
Only
Exactly.
much, yeah.
So yeah, he's doing okay. And he hasn't
Right.
even enraged once. He has 4 more enrages today. So
There you go.
I'm going to. It says that I can expend a spell slot to heal myself while I'm in my wild shapes. So I'm gonna heal some of my HP.
Okay.
So I guess just 12, but that was one of my level 2 spell slots, so.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, is there any. There's nobody else in the room with us, right?
Correct. There is a door on the west side.
Okay. And a bunch of like gold leaf and ornate designs on the walls? Is that
Yep.
what you said?
Yep.
Well, I suggest if we go hunting, we do it very discreetly and try to maintain the element of surprise.
I.e.,
I mean, I can alter self again.
but we don't know what we are or what we're doing.
That's true.
Yes.
All right. We will proceed with caution.
Okay. You approach the door. It seems to be simple, wooden. Nothing particularly fancy about it.
And why did you describe it like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to make it more interesting so you're not like another boring wooden door.
I think that was somebody else in the previous season.
Fair enough.
I will check for booby traps.
Okay. Go for
Wouldn't
it.
expect it, but you know. Ooh. So check. That's investigation, right?
Correct.
All right. So that'd be a 2.
Yep, you're absolutely confident there's nothing here.
All right. Well, then I open the door.
And you're correct.
Oh, thank God.
All right.
Once
The
it worked out.
hallway. Yeah, it did. The hallway beyond runs north-south.
Okay.
All right.
Which direction do you go?
Pick a path, any path.
I vote to the north.
I was just
All right.
about to say, I go north.
Well, you step out and begin to the north. About 20 feet up, there's a split in the hallway. One corridor goes to the west, down to, you can see a doorway at the end of a 40-foot hall, and the other corridor continues to the north.
I vote west.
All right. I mean, we have no idea, so we might as well just pick a path.
Sure.
All right.
Alright, you approach the door. It appears much like the last one.
I will cast Mage Hand and open the door with me Mage Hand.
Alright. You push the door open with the mage hand, and a great rumbling begins. I need you to make a dex save. Well, everyone in the hallway, actually. You're all close enough. Make a dex save.
19.
19. I got 19
Hey.
too.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Oh, look at that.
dirty 20.
For once, I did not fail.
You don't know what the DC is.
Well, I mean,
What'd you get?
19.
Hey.
19.
Wow.
Everybody saves!
Yay!
Good job. So the ground
You only
begins
took
to
60 damage.
the ground begins to quake, and I mean, I'm not going to do what the book calls for in this one because it's the amount of damage is just stupid. So the ground begins to quake, and you successfully maintain, but rocks and debris come falling down overhead, causing each of you 2 bludgeoning damage.
It says I'm resistant to bludgeoning damage since I'm a fire
Yep.
creature.
So so you take half. You take 1.
Okay.
One little dink.
Like, ow.
Okay. So
All right.
is the tunnel behind us like closed off now?
No, it's just the whole, when you push that door open, it triggered something that caused this shaking, but you guys were able to resist it and not fall down, and because you all rolled like 19s and 20s, I'm just saying that you were basically fine.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, you avoided all the bad stuff. Because,
Okay.
wow. I
let's
mean, when
keep
you do
going.
that well.
Yeah. I know, that was really lucky.
Yeah. Alright, so you, I'm assuming, walk into the room beyond. It's very large and L-shaped. It's some, like, from the door you enter, 50 feet across and just over 100 in length, but it looks like it wraps around the corner. On the north and far west sides are closed portcullises, and the floor is filled with, like, fish bones and shells and all manner of dead sea creatures.
Uh-oh. So the only other door is a portcullis, one single portcullis.
Oh, sorry, no, there's one on the north and one on the west that you could see as you walk in. Sure, as you walk around a little more, down in the southeast corner, you find a closed, barred door, and on the far south there's another one.
Okay. Well, I like the idea of going through these doors more than the portcullises. For some reason, this area seems like a home to a giant beast or something. I
Ironically,
think
we've
this-
had a lot more problems with doors than portcullises.
That is true. Good point.
Portculli?
Yeah, portcullis, maybe. I mean, in the singular of like an emoji and emojis, so portcullis.
Portcullipodes.
Is it Greek?
I don't know.
I think it's French.
It is
Well,
portcullises.
nobody liked him anyway.
The plural of portcullis is portcullises. Very
All
boring.
right.
Way to go, Master Killjoy.
Oh, well, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole here, I think.
Well,
Yeah, where do you go?
yes. Which way next, do you think? Gago?
I know not. We had the north portcullis, the west portcullis, and you said there were a couple other doors.
Yeah, the doors are down on the south and the east side, in like the southeast corner of the room.
Okay. I would like to kind of look through the portcullises first and see if I can see anything.
Sure. Which one do you look through?
Let's go to the west one first.
All right. You peer through, looking into a room very similar to the one you're in, with the L going the other, like to the north. So, like a mirror, basically. You don't see any creatures, but there is a circle of tall standing stones over in the southwest corner. There's what looks like several pieces of rotting wood just scattered all about the floor. You can see there is a door behind the stones heading to the west. And you see about 30 feet in on the north, kind of the north wall there, another portcullis, and you can't quite see into the room to see what might be in there.
Okay. Then I shall do the same thing on the north side and try and peer through that portcullis.
All right. Let's see. You look in and you see a room very similar to the one you are, but mirrored the other way. It goes to the north the same distance and then turns to the west. There is a portcullis on the west wall about 20 feet or so up from you. And as you squint, you can kind of see what look like reflective tiles on the floor from where you're at. You can also kind of turn your head to the east and see there are two other portcullises on that far wall. The first 20 feet north from the southeast corner, and the next one about 40 or 50 feet north of that.
Okay. So many choices.
Yes.
All right. But you said you'd rather try the doors first?
I am kind of feeling doors just because based on the room we're in with all the dead bones and whatnot, I feel like, the ones in charge would want to put a solid door between them and any sort of monster that would be in this room.
All right. Do you want me to check the south or the east one for booby traps?
The east one.
All right. East it is. Checking for booby traps. That'd be a 7.
You examine it, and you don't see anything obvious.
Of course. All right. I shall cast Mage Hand anyway, and open it with me Mage Hand.
Oh, you successfully open it. No problem.
All right. What is beyond the door?
There is a short hallway that goes north-south. It looks like you can go about 20 feet either direction, and both directions turn to the east.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, should we check the other door?
I don't know, Yora. I'd rather not press my luck.
That's true. Good point. This seems like a good door.
All right. Do
It's
you want to go?
adorable.
Do you want to go north or south?
I vote north.
All right, north it is.
As you go up around the bend and you're making your turn, the scent of urine fills the passageway. Like something's been using this as a bathroom. You approach a door. Hold on, let me see. A door made of locked iron. Like it's barred down.
It's barred down.
Yeah, like there's a bar across it.
And the bar is locked?
Well, like, what is that? Like, the
It's like
tilt down bars. Like, it's hinged and then it goes down to latch the door, so like you can open it from one side and not the other.
Ah,
So basically, we can open it from our side, but not whatever the other is on the other side. Correct?
okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Should we investigate the other way?
I
South
think
direction.
so.
Yes, I think so too.
All right. The other pathway appears to be a mirror of this.
Does it smell like urine in there too?
No.
Huh.
It was just that one corner for some reason.
So there is another barred iron door at the end of this hallway.
There is. It looks identical to the one you previously ran into.
All right. Ugh.
Well,
This place is a maze.
Amazing. Oh.
oh, I must say, I don't like the idea of opening a door that's barred from the inside.
You saying you do like the idea or you don't like the idea?
I don't like it.
Got it.
Well, it's barred from your side. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
That's
that's
what
true.
we-
We could just open it up, take a peek, and then close and bar it again if there's something really scary on the other side.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I will investigate the barred iron door for booby traps.
okay. You do that.
Let's be a 16.
Yes, you can tell that there is definitely a trap here. It seems quite dangerous.
All right. So there's a trap here. Can I tell kind of what kind of trap is it?
With that, yes, you can. It appears to be a type of poison.
Ah. What would it take to disarm said trap?
Well, that's. I mean, you have to roll to. Trying to remember what it is. I'd say maybe a sleight of hand to see if you can release the trigger.
Oh.
I can do it.
All right, sounds good. I will let
Anna
you.
can also do it just by walking in and triggering it if it's poison.
Yeah.
Why,
True,
is
he's
Chaka
immune.
Kano- Is he immune to poison?
He is.
Oh,
I am also immune to poison in my fire form.
Yeah,
well
there you go.
then, I will get out of the way and let you do it, Yora, or you, Chaka Kano.
All right.
I'm gonna say, can you open a physical door in fire form?
Good question.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
All right.
Just walk right through and melt it as you walk in.
I don't think we want to melt it. No.
Well, yeah.
All right. So I think it's up to Chaka
Chaka kind of
Kano.
opens, but he's trying to stand to the side as he opens it up because what if there's some sort of spiky things that deliver poison?
All right, you stand to the side, and a poison gas releases, which you breathe in and neutralize for your party.
Yay!
Yay! I smelt it. I dealt it.
Yep. Awesome. Well, you poke your head in, and inside there appears to be at least a dozen frogs the size of, let's say Chakakano, and a bunch of small, like, toad-looking creatures that appear to be walking on hind legs with little walking sticks.
Okay.
So
Do we just walk into like that one like animated frog like Looney Tune, like the "Hello, my baby"? Are we about to witness a musical? What is this?
I don't know, but there's a lot of them in there.
what else do we see? Is there
As
like
you
a
glance
door?
across,
Yeah, go ahead.
as you glance across the room, let's see. Let me jump over here. You see what looks like some kind of a large symbol on the back wall, and a portcullis heading to the south in the far southeast corner.
Okay. I don't know that we need to fight through this room just yet.
Have the frogs noticed us?
Let's see. Just for fun. Well, here, let's have... Who opened the door? Chakakano opened the door. Chakakano, roll me a 1d100. Let's see if they notice you.
2. 5.
Nope, they do not notice you at all.
His low rolls are serving him well tonight.
Yeah. He just kind of opens the door and looks like he is totally silent, just kind of going, huh, in his mind.
Yeah. And then slowly closes the door and relays that information to the party.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have an afternoon with Frog and Toad some other time. I don't know where else to go
Awesome.
from here. Then. I mean, obviously we have too many places to go. That's the problem. No signs of any merfolk, though.
Yes,
Yet.
true. Well, I kind of think that the mirroring door is also going to be some kind of frog creature or something, but we could try that too.
Yes, I think we should.
All right,
Let's go
you
through
walk
the north
around
door.
there.
Yeah, and Hen, can you investigate this door for booby traps? Maybe it is also poison.
Yeah. And not as good this time. That's a 13.
But you, having your previous experience, recognize that it is identical to the other door.
It is the same.
All right. Chakakano, would you like to try this one as well, since you are immune to poison?
Okay. But this time, Chakakano slowly opens the door because he's a little freaked out by the anthropomorphic frogs.
Right on.
That's valid.
You slowly push the door open, revealing another door to the same room.
Oh, to the same room.
Yeah. Okay.
This one's on the
Alright.
northeast corner, one's on the south or northwest corner, the other's on the southwest corner.
Let's see. Big room.
Okay. So, how many doors are in this room total? Then is it just the two? Is this basically a dead end?
No, there's the one on the northwest
There's-
corner,
oh.
one on the southwest corner, the two that you've opened, and then there's that one in the far southeast corner that heads south.
Okay.
What if we
got it.
open all the other doors and they all just have frogs?
All right. Well, I suggest we close this door as well.
Yes, I agree.
And we can go back to the other room and either try the south door or the portcullises.
All right. Well, I think as you walk back into the main room, this is where we fade to black and pick up next time.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh, I have a sound that plays.
Wow. Sorry, my sound effect wasn't adequate.
Well, fine. I'll leave it this time.
Oh, you're always so accommodating.
I try. This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.